Hello, this is Detatan from VP Universe. So we are here in the series of video tutorials for the DMD colorization using Colorizing DMD and Serum. If you are new to DMD colorization, what is key, one of the basic concepts that you need to understand very well is what is fixed and what is dynamic content. And also linked to that is the comparison masks. So let me give you some examples, and I'm taking these examples from the Scaled Stiff project that I've been releasing. I will put in the description of the video the link to the project files, so you can open it yourself, have a look, play with it, and try to discover a bit more about Serum. So here we are. I open up the Scaled Stiff project with the ColorizingDMD tool, and I jumped to the frame number 2126, which is the one that is displayed here, to try and explain you what is the difference between fixed and dynamic content. It's not so difficult to understand, but it is really key for you to be clear on that point. So what we call fixed content is something that will be always the same. So see about this animation of the leaper that is jumping on this room. So each time, each frame is different, but when I have a look at it like that, it will be always displayed the same way. So each single frame is unique and will be displayed exactly as it is right now. So this is fixed content. Always the same thing is displayed. And as a comparison, we have here dynamic content. So when you are just jumping on the ramps of this table, you can run the bunny beast and you will earn some points regarding the number of times that you are running on the ramp. So here, the round part, the decoration is fixed content. It's always the same thing. So it's always the same display, let's say, for the decoration. But inside, what is displayed here, the text that is displayed and the score, of course, will be different. So we have two options. Either we try to record all the scores, all the numbers here for Bunny Beast, which could be very time consuming. So this is not the option that we are looking to do. What we will do instead is we will explain the editor that this frame have some dynamic content. So to do so, we will be using the first mode of ColorizingDMD, which is mask detection mask or mask comparison. So with the tools here, we are able to mask some information that we don't want to use to make some comparison between the raw frames and the one that will be colored. So I will take the rectangle tools right now, and I will say, for example, that, okay, sorry, I need to select a mask first. So I will take a new one, and I will say, okay, I know that in all this area, there might be some dynamic content, and I know also that on this area, there might be some dynamic content. So I don't want, when we will be doing the comparison between the raw frames and the frame to be displayed, and the frame list, sorry, we will have to check only on the part that is not included in the mask. This way, if ever the number here changes, or if ever the scores here is changing, still we will use the same frame. When we will be colorizing the frame, then we will have to use two different types of colors. For this one, we can do whatever we want. It is fixed content, so we can use all the colors we want, the way we want. We could put whatever, even display some text if we wanted to. As this frame is fixed content, each time the DMD will be showing this raw frame, instead we will send this colorized frame. You see, for example, that the background is completely custom made. It's not at all in the original ROM. It's something that I added just to bring more colors to the screen and to have this colorization look a bit more brilliant. If I now go to the other frame, the one which has dynamic content, so this one is more simpler, let's say. So you see that all the decoration I made it in yellow, and here we have some text that is only in white. So I use another way to colorize this frame, because when you are in the colorization mode, you've got one part of the toolbar that is dedicated to fixed content here, and one part that is dedicated to dynamic content here. So we'll see later on how to use these tools to do the dynamic content, or to color, in dynamic content or in fixed content. But let's get back now to the mask detection. So what is key to understand is that you have several different screens that might have some dynamic content. Something that is important, especially when we're talking about the devices, not the computers, but the devices like Pin2DMD, like ZDMD, they are not so powerful as a computer. So in order to not have a laggy colorization, we need to reduce as much as possible the number of masks that we are using. Therefore, we need to define some masks that will be highly reusable all over the project. So you can see here that in the project I've got different types of masks, and the first thing that you will have to do whenever you are using one mask is just to make sure whether you don't have an already existing mask that could be usable, and for example this one could be completely compatible with this content, meaning that I will detect the kind of decoration, I will detect that it is a bony beast, but I'm completely masking the dynamic content. So it could be a suitable mask for this frame in order to get detected correctly and then to be displayed correctly. So that's it for the fixed color, fixed content, dynamic content, and masking. I hope it's clear for you. Again, these concepts are very key to understand what is fixed and what is dynamic. Perhaps something I could add is, and this is something that is interesting in the Colorizing DMD and in the Serum format, is that you can mix, of course, the dynamic content and the fixed content. For example, let's go back to this leaper that was just jumping. You see that in the mouse of the leaper here, there is some text. And if I go further, yes, this is just the countdown to activate one mode that is called Leapermania. So if I go, for example, to this screen, here you see the dynamic content that is in the mouse of the leaper. For this specific sequence, as I said before, I've created a completely bespoke background that was not at all designed in the original frame. In the original frame, all the background is black. So I wanted to have water because it was just more relevant and looks a bit more nicer. So I added that, and in order to display both things, meaning fixed contents and dynamic contents, again we will be using two different kinds of tools, two different kinds of colors and sets, fixed contents here, dynamic contents. But everything can be mixed on the one single frame, and I don't know if you can see, it's very clear on the video, but here you can see some pink rectangle, and the pink rectangle that or pink shape that you see here is just surrounding all the dynamic